Do you know the hardest thing to do for a man or anybody is to talk about their past failures? Welcome to Weapon Music. The hardest thing for men to do is talk about their past failures. And I am guilty of that too. Because at one point of my life, I think I was going to be successful in everything that I done. Everything that I trying to do or wanted to do or have a passion for, or even if it was as a habit. But things didn't always go as planned. And I discovered why. And I will let you know in this video how to start winning instead of failing, right? How to start winning instead of failing. Because I fell in almost in everything that I've done in my life. I fell in relationship, school, sports, music, works. You know, I got fired from work, failed a couple of classes, have to retake classes, relationship didn't work. But you know one thing I have to understand, and I got to understand, it doesn't matter how many times that you fail, you only need to succeed one time, right? You need one thing to work out for you, okay? Just because the relationship didn't work out doesn't mean I have to give up on love. Just because that the job fired me, that I didn't have to go look for something else to do, okay? Just because that things didn't work out planned, didn't go as planned, doesn't mean you have to stop trying or to find something that you are passionate about, something that you love, something that makes you happy, something that don't feel like it's work, right? That's when we will start winning instead of failing. Because it's easy to fail if you don't have that one thing, okay? And plus discipline. If we don't have discipline as well, we're going to fail, all right? So just because the things that we done in the past didn't work doesn't mean we have to have pity for ourselves. Just sit there and cry. We cannot just sit here and cry. So therefore we have to find something we love, find something that is passionate, and then something that is beneficial, okay? Not just for ourselves and our family, something that is beneficial for other families, other people, okay? Because you can have the most greatest ideas in the world, and if your ideas is not relating to anybody else, your ideas cannot help anybody else. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. So, and we have to also find things that's already working, proven system that's already working, so we can plug in and make it work for us if we need to succeed in anything that we do, anything that we being part of. If we want to succeed, we have to do those things. Just like relationship, we have to show up every day for our relationship, right? We have to make sure we don't just show up a sometimer, like a sometimer, right? Today you show up, tomorrow you don't show up. Just like work, if you don't go to work, they will fire you, okay? If you don't go to work, they will fire you. Just like sport, if you don't work on your game, you're not getting better, okay? Just because that I lost a few games, that make me quit. I had to get up and got better, and then I start winning, right? I win more than I lost. I can say that when I was playing the sport. So just because something didn't work out doesn't mean it's the end. Just because the thing that we wish for or we had the habit for didn't work doesn't mean we have to give up. I mean, failure is part of life. Sometimes you have to fail to win, okay? No champion ever just become a champion without losing a game, okay? The greatest players in the world, like Michael Jordan, some other great players in the world, Kobe Bryant, the LeBron James, the Messi, the Pelés, the Maradonas, all these guys went into a moment in their lives where they couldn't win. They couldn't become champion. They wasn't a champion. They had to fail a couple of times to learn how to win to learn how to become a winner instead of a failure. Sometimes you might get lucky and just become a winner, but when you start losing or the failures start coming, you probably won't know what to do, right? But if you've been through it, you've been through life, sometimes you have to go through things, man, to get better, to learn, okay? To show up different for yourself, for your family, for everyone around you, for the world, man, even for the world, because we here as servants, right? We here as servants, not in a way as like slaves or in servitude. We are still in servitude. Even if you are business owner or you a product creator, a content creator, whatever it might be, you're still in servitude to the people that you're serving those things to. Okay? So the best thing we gotta do is understand why I didn't do. That was the reason why I failed, right? What was the reason behind my failures? That's the questions I ask myself all the time. What is the reason behind my failure? Did I show up how I need to show up? Did I put in enough work? Did I go hard enough? Did I put everything I got behind that one thing that I say I needed? Failure is just a reminder to let us know that we're not ready, or we wasn't in the right path, or we wasn't in the right vibration or frequency with the things that we say we wanted. That's all it is. But to avoid failure, we have to know what we have to do so we don't fail anymore. So we don't go to the same failures in the next things that we want to do in life. And that's why it's important to work on our self-improvement, to improve ourselves daily. We have to have an understanding. If I want to do something, if I say with my mouth, I say I want to do this, I have to really go hard and do it. Because sometimes what happened is we say we want to do something, we're not committed to it. That's the biggest failure in human society. When we say something with our mouth that we are not honored, okay? We're not honored what we say with our mouth. That's the biggest failure in society, okay? Because we're not sure. We're living in an unsure world, okay? Where we're not sure. Is this, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Let's see if that works without even putting any work. That's where we at in life, you know, in this society. That's where we at. And if you look at it, that's why nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. You can't walk down the street. Today you saw a building yesterday and tomorrow is gone, right? So everything is quick. You know, you test this fast. If it don't work for you, you move on to the next thing. You test this one. If it don't work, you move on to the next one. And that's where we at with life, though. You know, that's why most of us are failing, because we're not doing the things that needs to happen. We're not doing those for the things that we want to become fluid in reality, to become reality for us. Okay, we might have dreams all day. If we're not sure about those dreams, it's just gonna become another failure. We might have all type of dream in the world, all type of ideas in the world, but what are we willing to do with those dreams and ideas? When we say yes to something, are we committed? A lot of us is not committed to nothing. That's why nothing never lasts for us. Okay? And sometimes we don't show up enough. Okay? We don't show up enough. It's either we don't show up with the right attitude, or we don't show up with the right mentality. Okay? Like I said, I'm not here preaching or nothing, but because I'm dealing with the same thing. Okay? Dealing with the same thing, I have to recognize how or why I fell in so many things that I partake in. I had to learn, sit down and said, okay, I fell in this and I fell in that. Why? What was the reason behind my failures? That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it right now. Why I fell in so many things in my life. Even the simplest things like relationships. Alright? Or being a father. I'm not where I need to be at as a father. You know, so being a father is not a good, like the best right now. It's not the accomplishment that I need because I'm not fulfilling that dream how it's supposed to. You understand? So everything in my life right now, I'm looking at, I'm doing, I have to improve, right? I have to get better. I have to do more than I did before. That's where we lost it at. We lost everything because we're not consistent. Okay? This is the ingredient. This is the missing ingredient that we all like missing. We all forgot about the simple word as consistent, right? Consistency. We're not consistent enough, and I know I wasn't consistent enough in the things that I I failed on. The failures that I encountered in my life, I feel like I wasn't consistent enough. When I say I was doing this, I wasn't doing it with 100%, right? I didn't burn all the bridges behind. So therefore, I fell. Now I know that I wasn't consistent in the things that I was doing. That's why I plan on to be successful in finance as a financial broker. I plan to be successful on that because I enjoy doing it. One, and it's more beneficial to people than a lot of the things that I was doing previously. So my not just a goal, not just a plan. That's the likelihood of me being successful on the things that I want to do right now. I have to be consistent, right? So to be consistent, I have to go hard every day. I have to wake up early. I have to work on the business plan, revisit the business plan, talk to people, enjoy what I'm doing as well because I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting new people, talking to people, teach people about the things that they need in their lives so they can leave a legacy for their family, leave a legacy for their children's children, or to have peace of mind. So when I talk to somebody or somebody I helped and something occurred without them knowing that it was going to occur, right? So, and they resolved their problem, their issues, the problem that they had. The peace of mind that come with that is like, thank God I did this 2 years ago. Thank God I had this in plan 3 years ago. Okay? And I have great relationships with people that I work with, families that I sat down with because I bring the value that they needed for themselves and for their family. That's what I didn't have previously. I wanted to do things. It was all about me, what I want to do, you know. But once I understand, it's not just about me. It's about other people, right? And I have to be consistent. If I say I will meet somebody, if I have somebody on my book for 12, I have to be there at 12, before 12, matter of fact, right? Couple of minutes before 12. If I have a Zoom, I have to be on the Zoom call before that. The people that book the call shouldn't be on the call before me. That's called inconsistent. So I have to be consistent with it, not just helping families, but I have to be consistent in improving myself and be consistent of being a better version of myself, a better person, a better individual. Okay, that's where it's at, and I have to be consistent with myself. I have to remind myself every day that I have to do this. If If I didn't do what I'm supposed to be doing, anything that I say I am going to do, that I agreed on doing, if I agreed on doing it, I'm in it. I'm going to be in it till I can't no more. If there is a way out, I will find it, because I already said I'm in. But majority of the time, majority of people, when they say they're in, they're not in. That's why we have more failure rate than success rate, right? It's because more people give up 3 feet short from the goal, right? Majority of us, that's what we do. We're not consistent, and it's easy for us to give up because there's so many options, right? We have so many options. So consistency is the cure to failure. Consistency is the cure to failure. And that's what I'm doing right now. Curing myself so I don't fail as I failed previously in life. That's what I'm doing. Curing myself so I don't fail as I failed before. So now I'm curing myself to win. I'm curing myself to be in the winning vibration, in the winning frequency. That's what I'm doing right now. And I think we all can do it if we be consistent. Okay, if we be consistent and know what we want. Know the things that we want to do. And be true and real to ourselves. If that's what we want to do, we have to tell ourselves, look, I want to do this and I will do this. Not walk halfway through it and start and quit. I used to quit halfway through something. I have great ideas, but I quit midway because I wasn't disciplined enough. I wasn't consistent enough. So it's all about discipline and consistency. So consistency will cure all the failure that you have and put you in a path of winning, right? Of being successful. So that's in the path that I am. That's the frequency that I'm seeking for, is the frequency of winners. Okay? To be in the winning frequency, success frequency. Okay? That's where we need to be at. And to do that, we have to be consistent. Okay, we have to show up every day, consistently. We show up. The bad days, the good days, the ugly times, the ugly phases, all these, we have to show up. And if we being consistent, I think we all can win. We all can win in this world. We all can become whatever we want to become. We all can do whatever we want to do, but we have to be consistent and we have to be real to ourselves and honor our words. Basically, we have to honor our words, man. Words are bonds, man. Words are bond. God created everything in the world with words. Okay, with words. So words are really powerful, our bonds. So we have to respect our words and be consistent. Show up, be consistent every day.